All right, guys, the amp of the week is the Lanzar Heritage HTG158. I've started to pick up that Lanzar B52 several times, and I just never have. But I saw this one and thought, yeah, let's grab it. Here's some ratings right on the box. So 4 ohms, 650, they are calling that RMS. And then peak, 1250 at 4. 2 ohms, check this out, 1300 RMS, 3000 max. I mean, what's the difference between peak and max, Lanzar? Anyhow, total harmonic distortion less than 0.01%. Wow. You see right there, 3000 watts, mono block, only rated to go to 2 ohms. This will be a full range amp. There's the frequency response and all that. There's the dimensions. A lot of you guys asked me for dimensions. The rest of the box, guys, is a lot of the same. So let's get this thing open. All right, there's a owner's manual and some extra goodies there, extra fuse, screws, washers. All right, let's get this thing out of the box. That's the only thing left in the box. No bass knob. Get rid of the foam. Get this thing out of the plastic for you guys. All right, so it's kind of light. It's kind of light. What's up? Man, this thing's already got some scratches on it. That stinks. All right, 1 channel MOSFET, 3000 watts, HTG158. It's a little on the light side for its size, no doubt. So there's your fork terminals, power ground remote. The power and ground are a little larger. There's a single 40 amp fuse. Can you guys see that? Yeah, right there, 40 amp. And then 1 set of speaker outs. Other side. All right, we do have some pass-through RCAs, ins and outs, gain, bass boost, 0 to 12, low pass, 50 to 250. You can turn that off, and you've got a subsonic that goes all the way to 0 to 80. 1 light that serves as the power and protect. It changes colors, green for power, red for protect. What about the bottom? Got my fingerprints all over it. We will take the back plate off of this if I don't forget to do so there towards the end of the video. But all right, let's hook it up. Let's see if it powers on. And if it does, the ratings, I'll take a look at the manual, see if there's anything you guys might want to know about in the manual. But let's see what kind of power we get out of that. This is a relatively cheap amp. I cannot remember what I paid for it. I'll probably insert that a little further into the video, but I think $60 something. And in the end, if it survives the dyno, we'll probably put it on those scars. No, we'll have to do a single scar, won't we? Because it's only rated to go to 2 ohms. But we may stick this on a single scar 12 at the end of the video. All right, enough jabbering. Let's get this thing hooked up. All right, guys, here's the 4 ohm test. Something interesting in the manual. 2 things, really. They've got the HTG158, which is the amp that we have, listed as the HTG138. They've got it listed twice for both amps. But the dimensions of the amp are exactly the same as the dimensions for the amp that we have. There's the little brother, by the way, if any of y'all want to pause and take a look at that one. But another thing that's different, this 1500 rating here, RMS at 2 ohms, on the box says 1300. So a little discrepancy there. Other than that, the manual is the normal stuff. I will say this, it's a decent manual. Okay, also I looked up what I paid for this amp. It's $68.41 with free shipping because of Amazon Prime, but they do still get you with tax. So with tax, $73.88 is what I paid for it. So, okay, let's get on with the dyno. Are we going to see that 650 or 1250 peak? Let's see. No. 219, the voltage never dropped. The current draw was 28.9. Let's zero this out. And let's go ahead and go to that 1 kilohertz. You guys get really excited sometimes. If I don't do a 1K test on a full range amp, let's see what it does at 1 kilohertz. $210, a little bit less. The voltage never dropped. Current draw 28.4. Okay, let's hook it up at 2 ohms. Or wait a minute, I'll do a dynamic. Give me just a second. Let's do a dynamic run at 4 ohms for the 40 hertz and the 1K. All right, let me get that ready with the track. Okay, 40 hertz dynamic. Let's see what it does. Come on now. Clip light never came on, but it did give us a little more output. Let's go to 1 kilohertz. Okay, 1 kilohertz dynamically. 251. Okay. Okay, that's it. All right, let's do the 2 ohm stuff. All right, 2 ohms. Are we gonna see that 1300 or 1500? We know we're not gonna see the 3000. Let's just face it. Here we go. 40 hertz. What are we gonna get? Oh, 337. The voltage did not drop. Current draw 48.6. Let's zero that out and go straight into the 1 kilohertz. The voltage was kind of toggling there to 14.7, 49.2. All right, let's do those dynamic runs at 2 ohms. Long ways from its ratings. Okay, 40 hertz dynamically. $378. Is it going to do any more? No. Zero this out. Oh, this timed out on us. All right, let's go do the 1K. Wow, 446, okay. All right, well, that's what you get power-wise out of this amp. It did good. It never went into protect or anything like that. I'm trying to think. That Boss Riot 1100 that's so popular, I think this might be a better deal than that. I think you might get more power with this amp than that. They're similarly priced, too. I'm trying to think, though. I think the Boss comes with a bass knob. But didn't that amp only do a little over 200 watts? I don't remember. Anyhow, let's put this thing on a SCAR 12 and see what it'll do. All right, let's listen to the Lanzar HTG158 on a single SCAR 12. Here we go, the one on the right up here. not too shabby for, you know, a cheap little monoblock like this. Had that single little 12 going pretty decent for what it is. Now keep in mind, this amp is only rated to go to 2 ohms. That was a 2 ohm load, because you see I've got the other scar unhooked. So I wouldn't recommend trying to go to 1 ohm with this, even though we didn't try it. I'm gonna be honest with you. My best guess is it probably wouldn't like it, or might not would give you much more power anyway. So I wouldn't risk it. Let's get the back plate off of this thing and look at the guts. All right, guys, here we go. We got the plate off. And yes, I'm a weirdo. I like to put the screws back in the same place they came out of. I've got my fingerprints all over the back of this thing. Here we go. There she is. Class AB, keep in mind, the boards on Class ABs usually look a little skimpy. And this one does. Let's face it, this amp doesn't put out a whole lot of power. You know, it's cool though. It's a date right there, right? June 10th of 21. Wow, I just bought this amp brand new off Amazon, and it is February of 24. So almost 3 years old, sitting in a factory. Not that I think that means anything, but so there is something to be said for an amp that will get it done and give you what you need without drawing a lot of current from your system. I know everybody wants to go big and have these big powerful amps and all that, and that's great. Trust me, I'm into that. Me and my boys are into that. But you got to have the electrical to properly do that. This is an amp that you could put on a sub or two without any electrical upgrades. And you've only got 60 something, $70 tied up in it. So anyhow, guys, thank you so much for the support. Give me some more suggestions on what you'd like for me to test. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.